This is about risk management. It's about mastering low risk, high reward investments. How many of you are excited for the weekend? Type W in the comments. Anybody not? Thank you. One of you in our community reached out to us and asked a question. And that question was so beautiful because it's actually one of the most important questions that you need to ask as an investor in order to make an income from your investments. This is about risk management. It's about mastering low risk, high reward investments. The problem is that many, they look at, hey, why should I invest? And it's important to know, like, why do you want to master investing? And when you have figured out your purpose, what this is going to do for you, and you have particular opportunities at hand, for example, a specific stock, a particular crypto, whatever it is that you want to invest in, then there is a very important question you need to ask. And many people, they ask the opposite, and I'll share with you what the question is, and we're also going to look at that particular opportunity. Before we do that, I'm obligated to tell you that I'm no financial advisor. I do not provide advice. I only share my experience, and my results are not typical. And if I mention any particular stocks or other investment opportunities, it is for educational and illustrational purposes only. And I'm happy to show you exactly what's working for us here on this call. And you might get our results, or you might get even better. And with that being said as well, I want to welcome with us Renata. Hi, Renata, can you hear me? She might still be connecting, but we'll see. Now, Renata, she brought up a question. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Awesome. Welcome. How are you doing?
Good. Yourself?
Thanks. Great. And Renata, I really want to give you a big shout out because you are committing, you are looking at investment opportunities. You want to give your money a job. And then you reached out to us and you asked a very important question. Before we reveal that and dig into the opportunity, could you just share a little bit about yourself? So those of you who don't know you can, just get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, a short version is my name is Renata. I have been working with music a lot. During COVID, not so much. And that has also put me into other situations. Like I'm studying international development now and finishing my bachelor this year. Also finished studies as a therapist. And I'm working now at some health job in addition to the studies and in addition to the music, of course. So in between all of my things, then I try to teach myself or to get educated about other stuff. Like just bought some NFTs or got some, and trying to read up on different subjects as with you guys. So it's very nice to just tune in, like get a notification on your phone, like, oh, they're live right now. Like, okay, let's see what they're talking about. I can still, like, it's not like this that you have to sit here and talk and show your face. I mean, I've been at the gym and then having my phone with me and then like, okay, let's just have it in the air while you're doing something else. And yeah.
And that's fantastic. That's what Tony Robbins, which I really learn a lot from, he calls like no extra time. So you find a way, like you're asking yourself, how can I really get to learn this, even if I'm working out, even if I'm on the move. Just quickly, Renata, what brought you to join us at Catching Secrets?
That was you asking me.
Awesome. But I guess there were some, you're not doing this for me, I imagine.
No. But you asked what the reason why I joined you guys.
Yeah, in the first place, like what brought you to the interest of exploring investing, specifically in stocks and crypto?
Money. Yeah.
What would you like to do when you get more money?
Oh, we could talk for ages about that, but I actually have to go to work afterwards. So
Okay, so let's get to it.
yes.
Now, you share with us one of the most important questions that we as an investor needs to ask. And you were looking at particular investment opportunity, and that was ORGO, Organogenesis Holdings. And you asked, because, okay, looking at the company, it seems to be a company that knows what it's doing with producing medicines and treatments, and that their financial statements are solid, so that this company is likely to continue making profits, to grow and serve its clients, and
Yeah,
also
they're coming up at the Finvis checkout list.
yeah. And then you looked at it also, like, how has the price been developed? And then you asked, I don't like that this company, the price of the company have been declining over the past year.
Yeah,
Why
constantly.
is Yeah, and you asked them, is there any reason why I should not invest in this? Like, what is going on? And that is so key. Like, is there any reason why I should not invest in this?
Yeah.
Because there can be so many reasons why we want to invest. Like, oh, there's an opportunity, and especially when price is down, it's a discount. I'm just gonna put my money in there. Great. But do you actually understand what you invest in? Because asking that question, is there any reason not to invest, can help you getting clarity on what is the risk that you are accepting. Because this is about mastering low risk, high reward investments. So asking that, is there any reason why I should not invest? Beautiful. And let's have a look at it.
Yeah, one of the things that I found on them was that there is this report from Value Investor Club. Do you know about that club?
I haven't heard about that particular club. No.
No, I'm not in that club, obviously, since I just heard about it. But that some anonymous, is that how you say it? Anonymous?
Yeah, anonymous.
Anonymous short report published in Value Investor Club that they were kind of ripping off the federal government. So they were like, so maybe they are very good at getting the numbers right, but maybe the firm in itself is not that good as it looks in the numbers.
Yeah, and you're touching a pointer based on what I found as well. And just let's have a quick look. And
yeah,
okay, here is the price chart. If you've never seen such a graph, no panic. It's the time from left to right, and it's the price from bottom to top. So the higher up, the higher the price. And from here, we have April last year, and all the way up until now, the price has just been going down. And yes, we can Google this, we can look it up, like, why is this down? And Renata been doing research, and she found someone commenting or publishing a report. Yahoo Finance has many articles, for example, as well. And what has been happening, what I found builds upon what you said, Renata, that this company seems to, they have been setting the price for the products higher than equivalent products. So like crafting an artificial price. And then they've been reimbursing doctors for recommending and using their products and giving those doctors a payment to do that. But that means that the profits, like the revenue from these products, have been crafted, and in part it's like unsustainable.
but
So
isn't every medical firm doing exactly that? I mean, like even with the vaccines and stuff, like selling it to nations, there is a marketing part. So what is differentiating?
differentiating.
Yes, thank you. this firm from the other firms? Like, is this just somebody spilled the beans, said it out loud, everyone's doing it, but this firm said it out loud, or what's the difference? And I noticed that this was written at least in 12th of October last year. So if we look at the chart at in October, I guess it has been falling before that. So it must be more factors than just that report, right?
Yeah, I don't know what all the factors are. What I read in terms of this one particular company is that it was a multiple times higher, so that it's misleading, like the financial situation of the company. So the reporting that the company has been made then is misleading because it's not sustainable, and they've been crafting this artificial market for themselves. So when people create this framing, it will also create fear and doubt in the company, and that will help the price drop. So it's kind of like what's happening in the overall stock market with all the stock opportunities at the moment. They are really going down. Why is that happening? Just to give like a broader context of how the psychology of the market works, or the psychology of these investment opportunities, because it's all about people's perception of what's going on, their emotions. What are they thinking and feeling about this? So, for example, the Labor Department in the US, and we're talking about mostly US companies in the US market because there we have the biggest companies and the most trades going on, like the most money being invested. So that means it's a great market because there's a lot of investors coming there. It's easy to sell your stocks when you want. And we also have a lot of information available, these companies. But for example, what affects this state of the investment opportunities? It's in December, the Labor Department in the US announced that there have been less people getting into jobs. So they had a high number projected, but the number of people that actually got into the job markets, that got themselves employed, was lower. And just that differentiation so that lower number as compared to the expectation, that creates like fear that the economic growth is lower, or it's not turning out to be as good as it was said to be. And the central bank, they will start giving less economic help, and they will increase the interest rate at a faster pace than what's earlier been announced. And that means, okay, businesses have to spend more money paying interest rates, or you and I as consumers, the interest rates on, for example, mortgage is going to go up. And tech companies have been growing massively, and now investors are starting asking themselves, will this continue? Are there other areas we should maybe invest in?
Yeah, all the tech companies that are dependent on people, like Amazon, Twitter.
Yeah, and also Netflix. They announced that the number of subscribers, the growth in that is declining as well. So then the price of that company drops. So it's all about like what meaning do people give to what's happening? And that could be the exact same thing that's happening with this company RGO that you looked at. Let's see the name here again. The
Orgo.
Yeah, or organogenesis.
They're not dependent on people per se. They're more like a business. Like they are billing the government. They are billing big companies. Like they're not that dependent on average Joe looking for Netflix or Snapchat.
So, like this company might thrive, as far as I understand it. It's just that, okay, it's become known that they've been crafting like a business model that seems to not be sustainable by like charging very high prices for certain products, reimbursing doctors to like craft their own opportunities in a way, and in a way that's not going to be sustainable. And that is the meaning that investors has been given the situation, and that creates fear or doubt in the company, and the price will drop. And there are people that are losing money on this stock as it drops down, and they've been I'm reading briefly about lawsuits against the companies, etc. And
Oh,
it doesn't help on like the company's reputation.
not at all. How did they go, or are they ongoing?
As it seems to be ongoing, there's talk about like if you lost so and so much money, you can sign up here, and there might be a lawsuit going on, and it hurts the reputation of a company.
Yeah, and if they have to use the revenue to pay back people that are offended,
Mm.
then we're gonna look at the longer period with downfall before the rise, I guess. So maybe it's not the good time to buy in right now, but sit still and wait and see what other news, when is it turning, and maybe buy before it's too late. Before it's not, it's never too late, but like on the way up instead of on the way down. Like how do you say it? Never catch a falling knife, something like that.
Yes, that could be that's a good term as well, because the question like what is the reason not to invest? It builds upon like the most important thing you need to do as an investor is protecting your money, protecting your assets.
Yeah.
And so yeah, there are other companies that are more lucrative in my opinion, and there's a lot for me. It's a lot of uncertainty with that company when you are in such a situation with lawsuits, people being given the meaning that their business model is not sustainable. It's been artificial crafted, and that like what they reported as their financial status is misleading. That is, it's red flags for me to stay away.
Yeah.
And
For
we're
now.
going. Yes, you have a question?
No, I was just agreeing with you, and for now. But I also had in mind that if it's okay with you, I know this is live, so maybe it's not the best circumstances, but I have another firm I would like to discuss who are kind of similar, but maybe better for another time, or can I throw it out?
You can throw it out, and let's see.
Okay, love the attitude. Okay, so there is another on the list, and I think me and you have been talking about them before. Like I've been looking at them for a while at least. Is Amcor Technology, AMKR?
AMKR.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the correct, like in English, to say A, B, C, D, A, the first letter, A.
Yeah. MK. What do you say? AIMCore Technology, is that the full name?
Yeah, Inc.
AIMCore.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, do you know what this company is doing?
Yeah, it's technology.
Mm.
To be specific, let me just.
Yeah, so it seems to be a semiconductor producer. So
Test
that means,
service company.
yeah, they produce essential components to technology, and that is like the basis of computers, chips, and all this. Yeah, everything that is based on computer technology needs to have hardware, and they produce components to create that firmware, create that hardware in order to fuel this. And what we spend the most time on in understanding our investment opportunities is what we call the fundamental analysis. So this is just going to be a crash course in investing. So that means, is this company solid? Does it have good fundamentals? And we have been covering that in our pie challenge.
And they have good fundamentals.
Yeah. So we also have a tool called Your Investing Buddy. You can DM us if you're interested. It presents some of these fundamentals, and especially to help us, like, are there any reason not to invest? This company seems to have a little bit high debt, but otherwise it looks good, and it also down at the moment. So we just find out, like, why has the price dropped in the recent times, like especially since autumn, where it had its all-time high. Why has this price dropped? Find out the reason why and understand that. If that is something temporary, maybe it was one of their contracts were like coming to an end. Maybe there was a power outage on a factory, I don't know, whatever it is, and see if there's something temporary as opposed to something long-term with what we just talked about in ORGO, with a lawsuit, artificial misleading financial statements.
I read something about them though earlier with breakfast, and it was that they received a downgrade from some credit company or something like that. An analyst, I'm not sure. Credit Suisse, it's called. I don't know what Credit Suisse is, but
what do you mean that they like financing ability or like credit score were lowered?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure because I don't know what Credit Suisse is. SUESSE, like Suisse. Credit Suisse. I don't know what it is, but that is written about as a reason why they have fallen.
Okay, so their credit score is lowered. So what I understand from this information that we have at hand right now, that means investors lose faith in their ability to pay their bills, probably.
Yeah, I have no idea what they did to earn that, but
so okay, that means okay, moving forward, like what does this company have the cash to actually like pay back their bills, and also how are they doing in terms of getting money back on their investments, if they're doing any investments? And these numbers are known as return on investment, return on assets, return on equity.
Is it EPS?
EPS, that's earning per share, and that means like how much earning are they gonna pay per share to investors. And these numbers also, when it's given in percentage, is the growth in that. Looking at the time we've been going, we have had a crash course, and it's time to wrap this up. Okay. And we have had a crash course in many factors on the overall investment process, with understanding what you invest in. And when you know that, you have a solid company, and ask yourself, are there any reason not to invest? When should we invest? And Renata mentioned briefly, don't catch a falling knife. At the same time, if you found out that, if there are no, or when you ask that question, any reasons to not to invest, are there any such reasons? Then, and if you have reasons that you actually should continue investing, the pie challenge, look at how we can do it. And it's also about cost averaging. When the price goes down, if that caused by something temporary, it's a sale. That's how I perceive it. Okay. We would do what we call cost averaging. Spread our money out, invest as the price drops, because it pushes our average price lower, which makes it easier to make profit.
As long as you think that the stock is gonna reach a higher point in the near future, at least for me. I know I'm gonna probably be an old lady living for a long time, but I would rather use my money on something that has a shorter time span.
Yeah, and that is the reason why I invest as well. As soon as I can secure profits, I will do that, because the only money that matters is the money I get to keep. So I'm also investing here with the goal of taking profit, and that could happen in a range from 6 months, 9 months, or even within a couple of years. So yeah, it's depending on these circumstances, but yeah, the goal is to secure our profits. Yeah. Renata, continue posting questions to us as you do. It's lovely. We can tap into this. And Manuel and me, we're going to do a session tomorrow. If you have time, jump back on. We're going to talk about another opportunity and see what you can figure out regarding this company. And maybe we have an opportunity to dig into that as well.
Another company? Reviewing another company?
Yeah, Manuel and me are going to talk about another company tomorrow.
What time?
That's going to be 11 Central European time.
Are we in Central European time?
Yes, we are.
Okay, good. All right, bye then.
Yeah. So that is 10 UK. And yeah, I realize it's very early morning.
No, it's perfect.
What did you say?
It's perfect.
Yes, for us. Yeah, and that means it's 5 a.m. Eastern. And yeah, tune in and you can also watch the replay. Leave your comments. If you have any questions, we're happy to elaborate. This was a crash course. And if you're brand new, I understand it can be a lot of information. Renata, thanks for taking the time for coming on.
Bye. Have a good one.
You have to do a move before we wrap this up.
Oh, not before I get the actual money.
That's how you're going to get the money, because your energy, you bring energy to it.
All right, good point. Good. Bye.
Please be aware, we are no financial advisors. We do not provide any advice. We only share our experience and our results are not typical. If we mention any stocks, funds and other type of investments, it is for educational and illustrational purposes only. Most people are unable to achieve similar results to ours. If you want to achieve similar results, you have to commit yourself to systemize, to learn and to stick to the rules.